da kolege to pripremaju, slažu vijesti i izvještaje, uključenja razna, a do tada
So I booked one extra night in the same hotel because it was very comfortable and cheap, 25 euros. Fortunately, there are no Ubers coming to this place. I would have expected they came because it's just 9 kilometers to Karlovac, but it's nearly impossible to get there. They just don't respond to the call and eventually cancel. So I don't know what else to do except walk a little bit. Now I'm in Mahichno. In 2.5 hours there's again this bus replacing the train. It seems Karlovac is very hard to get to by any means without a car. Croatia is really not doing too great a job on its public transport. Because it is a city, but it's impossible to reach the place. Can you imagine you're a pensioner? You cannot afford a car. You're just stuck here. You cannot go anywhere. Yeah, with a stupid bus which goes like 3 times a day. Very strange hours. Anyway, maybe you'll even start to feel sorry for me on this trip. Well, here's my breakfast. I have a nice croissant, freshly baked from the store. I have a Braco chocolate bar. And obviously Ducat yogurt. I have no idea how to get to Karlovac, but eventually I'll get there. Tomorrow I'll have to because I need it to get to Zagreb. So even from here in Mahichno there is no way to get an Uber to Karlovac, so that's a bit disappointing. But now that the weather is good, I don't mind the slow pace. I'll either just walk the 8 kilometers or take the bus if it comes in about an hour. You guys must think I'm crazy to travel this way, because if I had a car I would be so much more flexible and packing in a whole lot more stuff. But the thing is that when I have a car, I'm in the car all day because I want to tick off as many places as possible. And right now I'm forcing myself to take it easy, and just as a result of that enjoy it a lot more, because I get to see the cute surroundings like this, you know. I like this when the weather is good at least. So my trip is coming to an end in 2 days. It is today Saturday. What is it? 4th of May in the Netherlands. It is the National Day of Remembrance of Second World War victims. Tomorrow is Liberation Day in the Netherlands, so my country is today not celebrating, but tomorrow it is. And in Bulgaria, the 6th of May, what was it again? I'm sorry, but I'm really not aware of the national holidays in Bulgaria. Whenever I see that a day is off, I just book a trip. I don't really look into what the days are, because I mix them up all the time. Which may sound a bit ignorant, but it is what it is. If I don't know something, I'm not going to pretend that I do. So this is the station of Mahichno. As earlier explained, the railways are not in use currently. So Mahichno station does have the timetable for the bus to Karlovac, as we can see right here. And today there's just the one in an hour at 12:52. Interestingly, you do need to pay close attention to the details, because sometimes the stations are on a small road where the bus is unable to turn, like here in Mahichno. So what it says is, I'm happy that I know the languages. It says on the road at the bus stop near the church. So you need to actually pay attention at what station you are, figure out where the bus actually is, because it will not come here at the station. So these are things only locals know, which makes it very, very hard to travel here as a tourist if you don't know any Balkanic. Let's say, it might sound a bit like a slur, but Balkanic to me is a mix of languages. So if you're able to know Bulgarian and you have a thing with languages, then you're able to understand all of them. If not, I know plenty of Bulgarians who could not understand the word of what would be written there. Plenty, because they don't have the thing with languages. So you need to be sort of inquisitive and able to handle travel here if you're without a car. If you're with a car, the world is your oyster, pretty much, right? That's how the world is designed. Right, so I've made it to Karlovac finally, again by bus. And then I was brought to the center by the same bus driver of yesterday, by car. Real good guy. But I wonder if it was worth my effort. Anyway, this is not the complete top center yet. The center is called Zvezda, meaning star, because it is in the shape of, well, a star with a park surrounding it. So looking on the map, it seemed like an interesting Central European town. I have no idea how I'll get back, either by bus again, but that's already in 2.5 hours. Meaning I won't have enough time to make this worth my trip. Right, so I guess I'll just figure out a way later. Perhaps Uber works from here to the village outside, but I doubt it. And in the other case I should just walk, I guess. Anyway, tough times. Okay, so now I'm wondering if I shouldn't just have gone to Zagreb straight away, because the whole center of Karlovac is undergoing a major renovation. Everything is just sand and gravel. I was reading that on the reviews of Karlovac. I guess it's good for the long term that this is being done, but for now, yeah, you might as well skip for the next year. And the reviews were from 7 months ago, so I was assuming it would be fixed by now, but yeah, looks like they're only just getting started. So the whole center is sort of dead right now. It's a shame. Anyway, the buildings are quite nice. I'll tell you one thing. One of those up and coming destinations will be this. For now the tourism is essentially zero, but the town looks nice, and once the streets are paved you will get tourism here. On the way to the Croatian seaside. Apartments are probably still quite cheap, because there's no economic development here. Other than that, the railway line from Slovenia to here will be reopened, and just as a result of that, tourism will prosper eventually in 10-20 years. And if you have an apartment now, you're on the way up, no other way. Right, so I'm at the Pipo Grill here in Karlovac, and I have the Banja Lučka cevape, which look like this. I didn't know Banja Lučka cevape, so this is quite nice. I'm going to enjoy this meat. Right, so lunch was quite good. Bought some fruits for tonight, because I don't think there will be a restaurant near the hotel. We can see that Karlovac is quite far gone. It will take a lot of money to make something out of this again, millions. It's a shame, because it used to be a real city of significance back in the day, and you know, after the fall of communism, it just died in a worse shape than many Bulgarian cities it's been, it seems. Yeah, the place has real South American vibes even in the summer. Cafe Bar Amazona. Let's have another coffee and go back in the bus to the village. Yeah, the town is in a seriously bad shape, much worse than expected. I had no idea about this. Because for example, towns like Varaždin, a bit northeast, are looking a lot better. I wonder what they'll make of all of this in the future. Then yesterday I checked, there's this hotel somewhere over there called Florian and Godler, and they asked for 110 or something euros per night, which is outrageous to stay in such a street. So I'm wondering what Croatia is doing. They have the euro now, but things are not yet, you know, really on the way up, just in some areas. And you would stay here, see the whole facade is dirty. Can you imagine spending 110 euros to stay here? Looks abandoned even. So even tourism is hurting itself here. One thing the city is famous for is its Kalavačko beer, which is drunk all over the country. Anyway, I'll be crossing over to the station where my bus is leaving in 45 minutes. Yeah, really the place is in a much worse shape than I've seen anywhere else in Croatia. I'm a bit shocked, honestly, by how dilapidated it is. Yesterday I was already shocked by how bad and how poor the public transport is to get here. But you would be surprised, especially in terms of train transport. Croatia is seriously underdeveloped, seriously. Look at the train and the bus station in Split, and you wonder where all the tourism money goes. And you have political parties that obviously don't do anything, Balkan syndrome. All individuals that, I don't know, would you trust any politician in the Balkans? I wouldn't. But it says that they want to conquer corruption and injustice together. Well, we all know how that story goes.